This is James with WSTrades.com. I want to provide an update here on NIO. So they reported earnings and they did miss. So this was yesterday. We had a pretty good sell-off, but then the buyers did buy it up and recover the price quite a bit. And it is trading in the mid-10s right now in pre-market today. Let's take a closer look at the financials. So it says there were 23,520 vehicles delivered in the second quarter of 2023. Let's compare that. So that's a 6.1% decrease from the second quarter of 2022. And if you compare it to the first quarter of this year, that's a 24.2% decrease. So not going in the right direction there. We've also got the vehicle sales at about 990 million US. That's a big decrease if you compare it to the same quarter for 2022. That's a decrease of 24.9%. If you compare it to the first quarter of this year, that's down 22.1%. Revenue sitting at about 1.2 billion in the second quarter represents a big decrease again if you look at the second quarter of last year. So that's down 14.8%. And if you compare it to the first quarter of this year, that's down 14.8% there. If you look at 2022, and then down 17.8% if you look at 2023. I mean, a lot of these numbers are going in the wrong way. Look at gross profit. Represents a decrease of 93.5% if you compare to the same quarter in 2022, and 46.4% less than the first quarter of 2023. Gross margin was 1%. You compare that with last year, that was 13% for the same quarter. And the losses are growing. So loss from operations, second quarter, 837.7 million. That's a lot of money. So that's an increase of 113.5% if you compare that to the second quarter of 2022. Net loss here, 835.1 million. Again, a huge increase if you compare to the second quarter of 2022. So, I mean, I know they say financial highlights for the second quarter of 2023. Maybe you can call these lowlights because these numbers are not good. So, yeah, I don't know. NIO, we can look at the financials as well, and they are pretty shaky. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of missing here lately in Yahoo Finance, but it does do a pretty good job of showing the annual. And this is not good because if you look at 2022, their free cash flow was negative 10.8 billion. And now we're seeing lower delivery numbers. So when we're comparing, what happened in 2022 to what's happening now in this most recent quarter, I mean, that's not good. If they're losing more money and, they're having all these negative or all these decreases in these very important financial metrics, and they had negative free cash flow of 10.8 billion in 2022. That doesn't say a lot for 2023. So let's take a look here also at the earnings like year over year. So if we come to the income statement, net income common stockholders every single year, it's in the negative. So they lost in 2019, they lost 11.4 billion. 2020, they lost 5.6 billion. 2021, they lost 10.5 billion, 14.5 billion for 2022. So, I mean, these financials are ugly. And with a lot of decreases in deliveries, when we compare it to 2022, that doesn't give me a lot of confidence in what their year-end stuff is going to look like for 2023. So for me, just seeing the long history of NIO, I mean, look at the 3-year chart. It's kind of trying to bottom out here lately a little bit, but big decrease in price here if you look at the start of the chart when it went on that crazy run to 66. So for me, looking at this looks like a good call selling opportunity when they pump, because if you kind of look at their pumps, they just dump. They go on a little run up, dump, a little run up, dump, run up, dump, run up, dump, run up, dump. Another run up here right before earnings, dump. So, just based on their really poor financial performance and what those financial statements look like, I think this is a good call selling opportunity. Like every time it goes on a pump, I'd be looking to sell calls. If their finances are going to continue to look like this, I'm definitely not going to be holding this stock long. They're just hemorrhaging way too much money. So I'll continue to keep you updated here on NIO. Please like this video. Please also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Appreciate you for taking the time to watch this. Talk to you soon.